Okay, really excited to have Joe Tim here to have a chat about her experience with Couch to 5K program. Joe, you started, was it in Beginners Week? You came to your first session with us, or was it a bit after?
I think I came in the last session of Beginners Week. Yes.
Okay, fine. So you actually missed a couple of sessions. Was it the Sunday? It's the first one, was it?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wasn't able to come to the initial ones, but I wanted to get a taste of it, so I came to the what I could. So yeah.
Yeah. It just happens to be Beginners Week this week, actually. So it's we've got a few people that there's one that's just messaged in the group to say she's coming tonight and she's very nervous doing her first session. And yeah, there are a few that just can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they're prepared to try Sunday and hopefully do some runs themselves as well. So why did you want to get into running? Why did you want to do a Couch to 5K program?
So basically, I wanted to get fit again. I had done the Couch to 5K kind of app probably about 8 or 9 years ago now, and I actually managed to complete it and did it and was able to run 5K and ran 5K comfortably, kind of as and when, kept up my fitness for a while. But then I got injured, then I got lazy, then I got injured again, and then I just basically got to the point where I thought every run I tried to do was really, really hard because I'd lost the fitness, I'd lost the stamina, I'd lost the ability to be able to run like for any length of time at all. And I just got really frustrated. But I wanted to be able to get back to that level of being able to run 5K comfortably again. So I thought joining the club and doing it with other people might be a helpful way of doing it, as well as kind of making new friends and meeting new people as well.
Okay, cool. And why running? Why not swimming or cycling or something else?
So I have a dog and I enjoy walking the dog and kind of getting outside in the fresh air and being able to go where I want when I want. And I think I can replicate that in running. And I like the flexibility that you can just go wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're on holiday, you can still go for a run. You can go for a run if it's raining. Okay, it's not as appealing, but you can still run. You can go in any weather. And also you don't have to pay a huge amount to join a gym and do stuff that you don't like because you feel you have to do it at the gym because the equipment's there and you have to make the use of it. Running is just, I just like the freedom that you get when running. And I get a sense of, I actually get the sense of freedom when I'm actually running as well, which is quite a big appeal to me.
Right. Yeah. And were you doing much in the way of exercise before you got involved with our sessions?
Not really, no, other than walking the dog kind of every day. I didn't really do that much other exercise. I knew I should be doing stuff, but I had no motivation. I joined the gym for a while and kind of went probably for a couple of months, and then my motivation slipped and I didn't go back. And then lockdown hit, and I just didn't really do very much. So no, I was doing very little when I joined.
Yeah, and how were you feeling about coming along to your first session on that Sunday morning?
Very nervous. I was nervous because I thought, what if they make me run and I can't actually run for more than about 10 seconds? I thought, well, that's going to be really awkward. It wasn't awkward at all because everybody's in the same position and, we're all starting from scratch. So that's fine. And I was also worried in terms of meeting new people and thinking, oh, but, what if I don't know what to say to them, or what if they're not very friendly, or that kind of thing. But I was put at ease as soon as I turned up. Everybody was really friendly. Everybody was kind of equally as nervous as I was, and was willing to chat and welcome me. So yeah, it was really good.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. And how were those first few weeks? Obviously you ended up joining the club soon after trying your first sessions, and what were the first few weeks of the Couch to 5K like for you?
They kind of varied. Like the first couple of weeks, I found, actually, I found I could do more jogging than I thought I could initially. So I kind of, the first couple of weeks I felt quite good and like, okay, I can do a bit more than I thought. Admittedly, at that stage, obviously you're only running for a minute or a minute and a half at a time. So, it wasn't like I thought, oh, I can go and do the 5K now. But I kind of felt like I felt like it was achievable. And then as the time kind of increased, the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie, I did find it quite tricky at times, to kind of keep going and keep thinking, you know, I can do this and I can, you know, build up. But everybody, like I said before, everybody was in the same position as me, and it wasn't like I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm the only person who can't do this. Everybody was finding it hard when the increments went up bit by bit, and everybody kind of encouraged each other, and there's a really good supportive atmosphere which really helped. So yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't remember what week it was, but I can remember, you know, you starting off in the slower and the steady group.
Yeah.
And there was a sort of time where you're like, oh, I think maybe I should move up into the faster.
Yeah.
How was that? I know that was a bit not confusing, but a bit of a challenge for you, because you weren't sure whether you could keep up with the faster group, were you? But
yeah,
you, you were well ahead of the steady group.
Yeah, I kind of felt on the boundary between each group. So yeah, it felt, you know, I felt quite anxious about joining the faster group, but actually, you know, I've never been the fastest of the faster group by a long way, but I was able to kind of keep up, and having that kind of challenge, I think actually helped, rather than being kind of getting maybe sort of not frustrated, but not having as much challenge in the group that I was in initially. Didn't keep me as motivated as having the challenge of trying to keep within the faster group when I moved up there. So it, you know, the extra challenge really helped in a way, even though sometimes I was running thinking, but these people can run way faster than me. What am I even doing in this group? But yeah. It was actually a good challenge.
It's really good that you saw that challenge as a positive thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that it probably made you a bit anxious from time to time, and you know, you worried that maybe you were slowing them down, did you?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, most of them needed to be slowed down anyway, right? So
but that's the good thing about the group, because even, you know, if I was having a real wobble and finding it really hard to keep up, I would say, you know, can we just decrease the pace a little bit? And everybody was willing to just decrease the pace and keep with me. And even when I said, look, guys, I'm going to have to walk this, you go on ahead, everybody was really like, no, you can do this. We'll just slow the pace down. We'll keep together. We can do it together. And, you know, everybody was really accommodating. So it was really good.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. And you had some challenge with injury at one stage, didn't you? Was it shins or?
Yeah, I have a long-standing kind of running shin injury from when I did the Couch 5K initially, and I think that kind of flared up probably around week 4 to 6 of the Couch to 5K program.
The toughest weeks, basically, when things really start to jump up, don't they?
Yeah. So it wasn't the best of timings, but there was a kind of moment where I thought, am I going to continue doing this? Because obviously my body is now telling me that it doesn't like it, and it's, you know, finding it really difficult. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, actually, no, because in my head, I want to do this. This is something that I want to be able to achieve. And I went and saw Katie, the physio, and sort of sorted out the problem with my leg, got some exercises. She sorted it out for me. And since then, it hasn't been a problem at all. And I've been able to kind of get over that hurdle and keep running, which is, that really
wasn't
helpful.
Actually a problem that just came on because of our program.
No, it wasn't.
You had that problem before.
Yeah, it was a long-standing problem. Yeah, so it just got exacerbated by my running, I think. But now at least I know what it was and I can work on fixing it, you know, in life generally. So it kind of was helpful.
It's kind of like a double win there. You got your 5K and your injury sorted.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, were there any other challenges that you had throughout the 10-week program? You know, the 10-week Couch to 5K program?
I'd say sometimes being motivated when like we've just mentioned, the kind of the more difficult weeks where the amount of running jumped quite a bit, I found trying to keep motivated to do the 3 runs in the week. When I did the first one and it was so hard, I would then struggle to go out again because I thought, but it was so hard, I don't want to do that again. But then I knew that if I didn't do a second run or a third run, I mean, most of the time I only did 2 out of the 3 runs over the course of the weeks because I couldn't physically fit in 3 runs. But I knew that if I didn't do the second run, at least then I would be going back to it increasing again the following week, and it would be even more difficult than I'd found it before. So it was sometimes difficult to keep motivated and do that, but actually making myself do it was a real benefit, because otherwise I would have fallen behind, and then I would have got demoralized, and then I'd have been back at square one thinking, well, every run I do I'm going to get frustrated and can't do what I think I can do. So, you know, it was just self-discipline really that I needed to keep up.
And you know, when they were really hard, those, you know, it's typically the first run of the week, isn't it? Those are the hardest ones, because that's when you're stepping up to the new workouts. So slightly more running, proportionately less walking. What was the hardest part? Was it your lungs burning, or your legs, or something else?
I think it was my lungs mostly, and also I had a tendency to. I still have the tendency. I did it in the park run when we had our graduation park run as well. I start too fast. My pace always starts too fast, and then I get to a point where I feel really sick because I run too fast. But I'm still running, and I really want to walk, but at the same time I really want to throw up, but I know that that's not what I do. So then I have to slow down again. So it was a combination of kind of my lungs being struggling to keep up, but the reason that was because I was starting off too fast and not getting my pace sort of set from the beginning, which I think was a common problem, because a couple of people in the group had the same issue, and we'd always get to the same point in the run and we'd be like, are you feeling sick now? And they'd be like, yeah, me too. Yeah. So
yes, it is the most common problem, burning lungs, you know, and that does, if you keep burning those lungs, it does lead to nausea. Yeah, absolutely. And runners do the same thing to themselves. You know, I was at the Tewkesbury Half Marathon on Sunday, and I was cycling around, you know, just chivvying along our members and whatnot, but taking photos and things. But regularly I would see guys really fit actually having to pull over and just take a breather. You know, maybe they stopped to walk, or maybe they actually stopped and just put their hands on their knees and just leant over, and just, you could see that they were really struggling. And that was in the first half of the half marathon. You know, they've still got another 10, 15 kilometers left, you know, so pacing is a big challenge. And if pacing stuffs up a lot of experienced runners, then obviously it makes sense that a lot of beginners are going to go through the same thing. So how did parkrun go for you then?
I found it, because I started too fast, by halfway through I was finding it quite difficult. But it goes back to the same thing that I've been saying. The other members of the club really stuck by me and kept me going, and kind of said to me, you know, you can do this. You've run 5K before. We've run more than 5K together. You can do this. It's just the same as before. You can manage it. And actually, after doing it, I felt like it was a massive achievement, considering that, you know, 10 weeks ago I couldn't run for 2 minutes at a time, and now I can run 5K and actually take part in an actual event that, you know, is there for people to run 5K. It was a really kind of proud moment, and we all felt like we'd achieved something, and everybody was on a bit of a high, because, you know, we'd all gone through it together and we'd all made it to the end, and it was a really great day. Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it can be hard. I suppose it's the difference between an event and just going for a club run or a run by yourself. You know, for a club run or a run by yourself, you've got traffic, you've got a reason to stop. You literally cannot cross the road until the cars stop coming past, right? At a running event, generally, you know, there's no traffic. There's nothing to stop you from continuing. So it is easier to get the pacing wrong, you know, because you're not going to have those regular breaks that you might have on a club run. You guys did fantastically well. And have you thought much about what you want to do next with your running?
So I want to keep up running regularly. I think that's my kind of main aim, because it's really helped, not just with my kind of fitness and sort of physical health, but it's also helped my mental health as well. Kind of getting out and getting into the fresh air and doing some exercise has really helped with my mental health. I have mental health issues, and it's really helped with them. So kind of I wanted to be able to keep running regularly, but I'd also like to work on kind of maybe being able to run a bit further, more comfortably. So kind of eventually working up to a 10K level, and being able to run more comfortably at a faster speed that I can maintain, rather than running faster and then getting absolutely exhausted and wanting to throw up. So those are my longer term goals.
Yeah, unfortunately that thing of running faster and well, I don't know about feeling sick, but you'll have that for the rest of your life. All runners get that, right? So if they run too fast for what they're ready for, then that's just what happens. It's our body's way of stopping us damaging ourselves. If we're doing something that is going to cause damage to us, our body will do whatever it can to stop us. If being sick is what it takes, then that'll stop us from running, right? So and the same thing with injuries and cramp and all sorts. Our body has ways of slowing us down, and sometimes we need that. Catching a cold, often we'll catch a cold when we've just been pushing ourselves too hard. So it's good to listen to the body and look after your pacing, try and keep that intensity sustainable, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Well, I think the 10K would be absolutely on the cards. You've done so well through this challenge, and if you can maintain the same sort of level of motivation to continue coming to the sessions and doing your own runs when you need to, there's no reason why you can't push on to 10K. You guys have learned so much through this program, and a lot of the lessons will apply going forward. So I'm really excited to see how things go. But thanks, Jo. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so, other than the fact that I'd really recommend the Couch to 5K course to anybody that's kind of even vaguely interested in trying to see whether they can run, because I truly believe that anybody can, as long as you are willing to turn up to the sessions and put the effort in. I really think anybody can give it a go, and everybody's so friendly. And I promise Connor hasn't paid me to say this. I'm actually just saying it because I believe it's true. So yeah, I'd recommend it, and just turn up, give it a go, and see what you feel. See if you like it.
Thank you, Jo. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and I'll see you at the club run soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.